Hi everyone, thank you for joining me today to make a healthy Japanese summer meal, the cold soba noodles with dipping sauce. Cold soba noodles or Zaru Soba is a classic summertime meal in Japan accompanied by a savory dipping sauce called tsuyu and natural condiments called yakumi. You can just simply mix up cold soba noodles with some beans or vegetables to create an instant healthy salad meal at home. Without further ado, let's get started with step 1 to prepare the dipping sauce. To start, we need to prepare the Dashi Stock. Place 10 grams of Kombu into a large measuring cup or glass jug and then add 1 liter of water. Let steep in the refrigerator overnight or approximately 10 hours. The kombu's natural flavor will come out just from soaking it in the water. We have another video showing a couple of methods for making vegan and vegetarian dashi stock. The link is attached below in the description. To make the dipping sauce, place dashi in a saucepan, then add the soya sauce, sake, and sugar. Next, bring the mixture to a boil. Let's boil for 1 minute to allow alcohol in the sake to evaporate, then set it aside to cool. In step 2, preparing all other ingredients. To begin, grab the tofu with a kitchen towel and press to take out the excess water. Then cut the tofu into strips that resemble matchsticks. For the spring onion, trim the roots off and slice them into small pieces like this. Next, grate the daikon with a daikon grater. If you don't have one, just use the gauze part of a box grater as shown in this video. The grating process will produce a slurry of daikon pulp and water. To get rid of the water, strain the grated daikon with a fine mesh sieve, then set it aside. For the nori, with a cleaned pair of scissors, cut the nori into half and then half again. Finally, stack them up together and cut them into 2.5 inches long thin strips. Now, in step 3, cooking the soba noodles. To cook the soba noodles, bring a large pot of water to a rolling boil, then add the soba noodles and stir for about 30 seconds to ensure the noodles are not sticking together. Please be aware that when starch and protein from the flour in the noodles are added to the boiling water, they will increase the surface tension of the water. Continuously boiling the noodles with high heat will create more foam bubbles to cause hot water to overflow from the pot. To avoid the mess, lower the heat to medium-high and continue boiling the noodles for the amount of time specified on the package. When the soba noodles are cooked, transfer the noodles to a strainer using a pair of chopsticks or tongs. Then, wash the soba under cold running water to remove excess starch on the noodles' surface. Finally, transfer the soba noodles to a big bowl of ice water and let the noodles chill for a couple of minutes. In step 4, serving the cold soba noodles. In Japan, Zaru Soba is served on a zaru, a traditional woven strainer. Chilled soba noodles also can be served on a large flat basket like this one. If you can't find a zaru in your country, just serve the chilled soba noodles on a flat bowl. Garnish the noodles with some julienne tofu. Top them up with some nori strips, some chopped spring onions, and then sprinkle with a little bit of toasted black sesame seeds. And finally, pour as much as dipping sauce you want over the noodles. Your chilled soba noodles are now ready to be enjoyed. The following is another method to enjoy your cold soba noodles. To start eating, add a little bit of daikon, a little bit of wasabi, and some chopped spring onions into the dipping sauce. Then grab a bite of soba noodles and dip them into the sauce to flavor the noodles. You must try it. The savory and umami flavor of the dashi sauce pair perfectly with the buckwheat noodles and the condiments. It is so tasty that I can eat these chilled soba noodles for lunch and dinner. If you like this video, please consider subscribing and don't forget to click that little bell. You will be the first to know whenever a new video comes out. If you try this recipe and you love it, tag me on social media. I enjoy seeing you take this recipe and make it your own. Thanks for watching. Until next time, happy cooking!